Hello and thanks for joining me. In today's video I thought we would pick this one here, which is the Dorma DC500. So it's the 7-pin lock, very similar to the Asa 700, the notorious Asa 700. I think it's got the same pins up top, so Christmas trees and gins and tapered. But it doesn't have as deep milling in the plug, so it's not as difficult to pick as the Asa 700. This is the key for this one. So it's pretty fierce, isn't it? There's lots of ups and downs. I got this one from Peace Weapon on the LPU Discord, so thanks for making those available. I think he might have a few left, I don't know. Go and tap him up. Anyway, I must have upset him because he sent me that key, so I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll get him in the vise and we'll see if we can't get it picked. So I got him all set up in the vise and the key is working as he should. I'm going to pick this lock today with these new Moki Workshop picks. These arrived today and I've got to say I'm really impressed. They're super comfy and they've got these new handles on and they're all polished up. They look really nice. So I'm going to select the deep hook, which I think we'll need looking at that bitting. So in this lock we've got the tapered pins, and the tapered pins are in position 3, 5 and 7, so we've got to pick those first, and then we should drop into a full set, which means this plug will just give a little bit of a turn, and that shows us we're on the gin pins and the Christmas tree pins. And I've got to say, this lock gave me a bit of a run for my money when I first started learning to pick it. I could settle the tapered, and then every time I picked the gins and Christmas trees, it got rid of my full set me back to the beginning. So it really was a case of 2 steps forward and 1 step back. And I've found since then that when I pick it, it either picks really quickly, or I have to kind of go back and forward and set those tapers. So let's see how we get on today. Fingers crossed it'll be a speedy pick. So I've got to find 5, that's 5. Raise him up. And 7. So with the tapered pins, you've got to put on some heavy tension and just keep nudging those pins up until we get that nice full set that we're looking for. And there we go, we've got a tiny little core movement. That tells me that those 3 tapered pins are set. So we should be able to start on the others. So we've got, I think it's a Christmas tree in 2, and then there's another, I think it's gin in 4. I think it's pin number 4 that gives me the most trouble. That's the one that's most likely to reset the other pins. I think that's him there. Yeah, let's try and get him set. No, I think I lost my full set then. Yeah, so we're back to the beginning. So we'll go for those tapered again. Fully reset, start again. Now I could do float picking on this, on these gin pins, but everyone who picks these says, oh, you don't need to do float picking. I don't know if this one is just particularly difficult, and I'm going to persevere without doing float picking, but it does mean that I might have to reset a couple of times. That's pin 5. And pin 7. I think pin 3 is quite low cut, doesn't really come into play too much. A little bit of movement there. And there we go, we've dropped into that full set again. Right. So let's click on pin 2. I think I just set pin 4, that's the problematic pin. So I think I've only got to get pin 2 and then it should be open. Although I just heard a few things drop, that was 1 dropped. That was 6. So I think, yeah, it's just 2 now. There we go, we got it open. That wasn't too bad. I only had to go reset it once, so sometimes it does take a few resets. Other times you get lucky with that pin number 4. That's the problem one, so we'll have a look at that in just a minute and see, yeah, what the problem was with that one. So let's lock him up. Grab the tweezers, get this little O-ring off. These are really great, by the way, if you're progressive pinning or anything like that. Let me just show you what's normally on the back of these cylinders. So you've got this C-clip here, and then you've got this little thing here, and they're a bit of a pain in the arse to muck about with if you're progressive pinning. So grab one of these little rubber O-rings, and you can just put it on that groove on the back of the plug. Anyway, where's my keys? Where's my keys? I will shim this one. Which is sometimes easier said than done. Oh, that wasn't too bad. You can just see there drill protection coming out the side. It's got all sorts of drill protection in it. Let me just dump that out. Yeah, you've got drill protection on that side, drill protection, that one's coming out as well. Yep. And then we've got these pins here, 1, 2, 3, 4, they're drill protection as well. So number 1 is a torpedo. Let's get number 3 out. Oh, lost one, almost. Yeah, they're really nice pins in these. They've got lots of torpedo style pins, so they feel like they you could overset them quite easily. Trying to get these pins out without all of the drill protection falling out as well. So that's all the bottom pins out, and I'll just dump out all of that drill protection there. Yeah, I wouldn't fancy drilling through it with all of that lot in it. So I didn't expect this lock to be a walkover, but I didn't expect it to be, as I say, you know, quite as tricky as it was. And I think that the milling that's in there seems to work really well with this particular lock. So we've got a gin in 1. Christmas tree in 2. I'll show all the pins closer. That's our tapered in 3. This was the real pain in the arse, Christmas tree in 4. We'll go to the back of the lock, look at number 7, which is a tapered. Number 6, which is another Christmas tree. And number 5, which is a tapered. And I'm going to leave all of those springs in there actually. No need to take all of those out. So I'll quickly show you those pins there. Yeah, Christmas tree, and Christmas tree, and then that gin one there. And the key pins, we've got torpedoes in 1, 2, 4 and 5. Let's grab one of those pins there. That's number 2. So you've got that little bit of milling in it. It's not sharp like the Asas are. but I think I was expecting it to be a lot easier, but it does grab it reasonably well. I think particularly pin 4, as you're sort of setting the ridges, you can just see there, and you've got 2 sets of ridges, so you've got to set both of those through that milling, particularly with the bitting on the key, which position 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, so it's quite a get in focus, yeah, pin 4 is just there, so it's quite high. And I was just really finding that as I would try and get just the head of that Christmas tree through, the plug would just rotate back just enough for those tapered pins. And that's the tapered pin there. You can just see the taper on the end. Just enough for those to drop back, and then you kind of go around in circles. Anyway, it's a real fun lock to pick. I really did enjoy picking it. I think some locks, when you've been picking for a while, some locks are really easy to pick, others are ridiculously hard to pick, and you've got to really work for it. And then there's this little sort of sweet spot in the middle where you get real fun locks, and they provide just enough of a challenge for you to enjoy, but they're not so hard that you've got to, progressively pin them and work on them for sort of hours and hours and hours on end. So this one was just really enjoyable. So yeah, I definitely recommend that one. It's a fun pick. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll leave a little DMAC up logo up there. If you hit that, you get to subscribe, which is awesome for you and for me. And yeah, I'm rambling. I'll see you on the next one. Take it easy.